That's how you hold a lead. Thank you. I don't know where that was in game 4, but thank you. Panthers win 5-2. It wasn't close. And between Marchand and Bennett, they're making it really easy for me to make thumbnails for this series. This game was intense for about 8 minutes in the first period. The Oilers had some great chances. McDavid was actually looking to do McDavid things and hit the post, and Bob made some great saves. Draisaitl hit the post in the side of the net, and it looked like they scored, so everybody jumped up. Of course they didn't. Then once Marchand scores, about halfway through the first, the game's pretty much done. At no point did I feel yesterday like the Oilers are coming back at all. Bennett makes it 2-0. Pickard was not great, but I don't know if anybody really helps the Oilers there. They've been tremendously undisciplined for somebody who knows exactly what this series is going to be. They played in this series last year, and they're acting like the atmosphere they're in is completely new. I don't think a dig-in speech from Connor's going to save the day this time. And you know what? I'm fine with that. Seriously, one more of these, hopefully, and we can stop talking about the Oilers, finally, and I can start talking more in depth about the draft. Like, there's honestly not a ton to say about the game yesterday, except for it was a clinical effort by the Florida Panthers, and the Oilers didn't have an answer to it. Do I think Zach Hyman maybe helps this series if he were in the lineup? Sure, but he's not, and that's totally fine. As much as I'm not enjoying having to constantly talk about the Oilers on my Flames channel for the first couple of weeks, what I am enjoying is the despair and frustration of certain fans as it gets closer and closer to what seems inevitable. Like, we were out last night at a bar, and I'm obviously wearing the Flames jersey, cheering for the Cats. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm fairly passionate when I pick a side. And when that side's against the Oilers, I can be almost as loud as when it's the boys playing. And so I added to the atmosphere quite a bit last night. And I ended up making some friends, but boy, did they not like me very much during the game. I don't think my girlfriend's ever seen it quite like that in person, and she was getting a little concerned that I was gonna be involved in some sort of fracas. But it was a very fun night, and I don't know what you do. One thing I will say is, why the hell would you pull out Kasperi Kapanen, who's been the only consistent contributor for your team, essentially, other than Corey Perry, who scored again? Like, between Perry and Marchand, the old guys are the stars here. Forget McDavid, forget Barkov. I mean, Bennett's also carrying the load. It's going to be between Benny and Marchand for the Conn Smythe, and you'd be completely right voting for either of them. And Bob Bob's been good. Bob hasn't really had to do a whole ton, especially in that game. And so, why you would pull Kasperi Kapanen is a complete mystery to me, but they did for Victor Arvidsson, who did absolutely nothing. That was a strange choice. You probably go back to Skinner for Game 6, but I don't know how much it helps you. And honestly, don't change a thing, Panther. Do it on Tuesday. Do it on Tuesday for me so we can really dive into the draft and get to waiting on the inevitable trades that are coming from the boys. And even though the series has been great, I'm looking forward to a day when we can start talking about next year and the Oiler fans can stop putting together the clips and gifs they would inevitably share if they win the series. Do I think it's over in 6? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not making predictions anymore. I hope so. But for all I know, the Oilers come out on Tuesday and decide they're not going to go gently into that good night. And we're pushing this all the way through to Friday and doing it almost at the end of June. And heading straight into the draft. I bet you once these finals are over and the little gentleman's moratorium comes off the table, that we're gonna see the trades and signings that everybody's waiting for, because there's this sort of gentleman's agreement not to upstage the finals. So if you want to see moves from the Flames or other teams, I would be hoping for a Florida in 6. And as always, go Flames and go Cats. Like, subscribe, and share if you like what I'm doing.